The academy is generally all about building capacity of future food leaders, people who are advocating for sustainable food systems.
We are practicing the growing of crops and rearing of animals within the environment, which environment has got a lot of components in it. They are not distorted, and the relationships among those elements remain stable.
If you have a strategy, it will mean that you're raising your project profile. To further the goals of the project, remember each and every ideal project you have should be with its own goal. So you need to further those goals, objectives.
Everything helping one another. That's what we are looking at. If the farm is there, but these things cannot help each other, every item is there on its own, then that farm is not agroecological. But if the farm is there, everything is helping, all things are helping one another, then that's where the element of synergies comes from.
Some of us are food activists, so we advocate for a better food system. Every one of us should be an activist for something. Don't say activism is for a few people. Activism is for almost every one of us. There are so many terrible things happening in the world today. There are so many unbearable conditions people live in today.
We learned a lot of things, and of which, like, we learned organic farming, and I'm practicing it back at my home in Lukunjili, whereby I grow vegetables organically.
We stay in an urban place, so we use sacks. Instead of using big gardens, I introduce to them a way they can plant their vegetables in the small gardens they have, in the basins they have. So it has really helped me.
When you find people talking about fertilizers, they are mostly trading in macronutrients because they are the most important ones which we need. And they make what we call the food value of the crops. The macro include nitrogen, potassium, which is K, nitrogen, which is N, phosphorus, which is P, and potassium, which is K. These are the most common and the most important nutrients which should not lack in the soil. And the micro include small nutrients which are needed in very, very little quantities. When they are not in the soil, the crops may not do well, but they are not actually very limiting like the macro. These include like zinc, boron, those small nutrients. You don't need to know all the 21 macro and micronutrients, but you need to know that in the natural system, all the nutrients are actually present.
With this knowledge still, I'm still planning further to see how I can do some lobbying, of course outside nowadays, still put premises, to see that this agroecology issue is still continuing in my community. Then the other thing also, I'm now coming up to open a network, and that one will be the whole of Karamoja. I've developed a network which will be called the Karamoja Indigenous Youth Network. I want to see how I can also sell this thing to all other districts and bring the youths on board so that they are also at the same pace with me. so that we can see that this agroecology has expanded.
Our main aim is to improve the shelf life of food and improve on the value addition. So mainly, that is what we are making sure to know what are their challenges in this community. I hope that in this training, in this whole session, that people have been able to express their problems personally. People have personal farmer problems.
Plan to protect and promote agroecology. So that is what we normally seek to do. How does this benefit the small-scale farmer? Or where do we get the ideas we take to the negotiation table at the national level? Partners that are working at the grassroots levels do have these evidences they give to us, which we equip ourselves to go and debate. Sometimes we do take real farmers.
The Academy on Agroecology is meant to introduce many young people to the topic of agroecology, and also for them to realize the role they have in helping their communities, in helping the local food system, in transitioning towards agroecology and a more resilient food system. As Slow Food, we have a big role to open minds of the people. We have to open eyes of the people to see how degraded, how broken the food system is. And then through this academy, if we open the eyes of the young people, we are actually opening the eyes of the continent. We are opening eyes of the country. We are opening eyes of the entire world to see the realities of the food system, and then they commit to change these realities to better ones.
We wanted also to include our colleagues from other East African countries to learn with them and to share experiences with them. So the 5 participants from Democratic Republic of Congo and 15 participants from Uganda, whereby some are were from north, others in the east, central, and others from the west. So generally, these people have learned about different topics. They have visited communities just to have that kind of service learning, to learn from the field, to learn from the farmers who are practicing what we have been handling.
This whole academy program is made possible with support from Slow Food International and also support from the local staff and our Slow Food network locally and also internationally, but also with funding support from our partners, the Agroecology Fund, but also we have many local partners like Food Rights Alliance who take their time, knowledge and other resources to support the whole program. Also the producers, the local governments, the different areas which we host. It's a very participatory, but also it's supported by quite a lot of partners, both local and international.